I'm Neve from Catfish, a series that investigates social media mysteries. Tonight, the new series, True Life Crime, investigates the most harrowing true crime mysteries rocking headlines and social feeds. These victims were young. The crimes against them were shocking, and haunting questions remain. True Life Crime is here to expose the truth. In tonight's case, 21-year-old new mother Hanna Harris goes out to celebrate 4th of July with her friends, but never comes home. Hours later, her car is found abandoned with a flat tire. Did Hanna ditch her car to continue to party, or did she hitch a ride that turned deadly? MTV News reporter Domiti Pongo heads to the Northern Cheyenne Reservation in Montana to uncover what happened to Hanna Harris.
A 21-year-old mom is celebrating the 4th of July.
It was Hanna, but like times 10 that night.
She disappears into the night.
Something's happening. Something was keeping her from coming home.
Her Native American community is rocked by her disappearance.
I was raised that if something's wrong, you don't call the police. They'll never show up.
Did she run away?
I was thinking, how dare you?
He's like, she's out partying. And I just like, hell no, she's not.
Was she taken by a stranger?
We do have some issues with human trafficking.
And I said, what the was that?
Or was she hurt by someone she knew?
Where's Hanna? Have you seen Hanna?
I think I smell smoke. We need to go check for a fire.
And I kept thinking this is all just a bad dream.
So where was Hanna's car?
Hanna's car, it was parked right up here by this hill right here.
You're at the trunk and you're trying to decide what to do next.
To me, it was so hard to even think about her being in that trunk. But we also knew that there was a possibility that she could be in there. I just remember my mom reaching over and going like this and holding my hand. So I just used my 2 fingers, opened the door.
The car belonged to Hanna Harris, the 21-year-old mother of a 10-month-old boy. She was last seen at the annual fireworks display in the town of Deer on the Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation in Montana.
It's my first time in Deer, Montana, and my first time on the reservation, actually. I've always been fascinated by the customs of indigenous people because they remind me so much of my family's customs in West Africa, man. The respect for elders, the respect for tradition, protocol, and such.
Only 5,000 people live on the sprawling reservation. And like many Native communities, it struggles with high rates of poverty and joblessness. Hanna grew up on the reservation, and even when she lived elsewhere, it was always home for her.
We're gonna find out how the family's been coping and really dig into what really happened to Hanna.
Hanna was like kind of spontaneous. Like you never know what you were gonna get with her. You know, everyone loved her. She had a smile. Oh man, her smile.
Me and Hanna grew up together since diapers, basically. So we're basically sisters. Cousins, but sisters. Hanna was definitely the mischievous type. The character in the group that had all the bad ideas, was always getting everybody else in trouble.
Just after high school, Hanna met Skylar, her first serious boyfriend. She moved in with him in Billings, Montana, 2 hours from the reservation where she grew up. Before long, she was pregnant.
Wait now, train it. Hold on. I'm doing something.
My hand's cramping.
Jeremiah was born on August 28, 2012, and Hanna instantly embraced motherhood.
Yeah, she surprised me. After Jeremiah was born, she grew up on me, I guess. We're the same age. I'm actually older than her, and she matured a lot faster than I did. I was still a bonehead back then.
But things didn't work out with Skylar, so Hanna moved back to the reservation with her now 10-month-old son. It was 9 days before the fireworks party. Tribal member DESI Rodriguez-LONEBEAR grew up on the reservation and knew Hanna. She has seen the struggles of the local community firsthand.
You know, Lame Deer is a small town. You know, everybody knows everybody. I think as a tribal community, that close-knit kind of interconnection, it's very valuable.
Lame Deer, around the time of the 4th of July, what is it like? What are people doing?
When we have our 4th of July powwow, lots of people come. You know, thousands of people come to the reservation. Everybody who lives off the reservation comes home. So families have, for generations, they've camped in the same place. So camping, we mean like setting up big teepees, big tents. Generations get together, there's dancing, there's music, there's food, lots of fun, lots going on, and a usually very quiet, sleepy community.
The celebrations began with a party on the night of July 3rd. Hanna's cousin, Marty Fisher, was there.
And they usually have like a stage set up right here in front of the building. Like they have like DJs and stuff that play music. Fireworks be going off on top of the hill behind us.
How did you remember Hanna that night, July 3rd?
And she was just out having a good time. I was out having a good time. We just kind of met up and had a good time together. And
Was this like one of the few times that Hanna would get a chance to leave the house?
yeah, Hanna like didn't get very many chances to go out. This was like one of her golden opportunities.
Did she have the baby with her, or?
Nah, she got a babysitter. That's why she was out and about. She had her Uncle Elton watching him that night. She was just like a little bit more lit than usual. Like, I never seen her dance so much in my life, tell you that, man. It was Hanna, but like times 10 that night.
Got you.
Right at the end of the fireworks show, probably about 11 that night. Me and my group of friends were trying to like talk her into letting one of us drive her, give us the keys, you know? She wasn't having it. Argued with her for a long time too, like at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes trying to get her keys from her, and it just wasn't working.
Her aunt, MYRA, also saw her that night.
I said, "You okay?" And she said, "I'm all right, I'm all right." I said, "Be careful." Hanna kind of grabbed me and she said, "I love you." I said, "I love you too." And I kissed her, and that's the last thing I told them.
At 5 a.m. on July 4th, 5 hours after the fireworks and festivities ended, Hanna's mother, Hanna Harris, arrived at work at the gas station on the reservation.
The very first person that walked into the doors told me that Hanna's car was parked up at Muddy Creek.
Muddy Creek is a dead-end road on the edge of the reservation, miles from Hanna's home.
I was kind of surprised that it was there.
I think somebody had gone up there and said that the tire was flat.
Melinda hoped that her daughter had gotten a ride with someone and was sleeping the night off somewhere. In the back of her mind, fear was growing that Hanna could be the latest victim of an epidemic of missing and murdered Native women.
For the past 2 years, MTN News has been following the disappearance of Ashley Loring.
The Montana Department of Justice issued a missing and endangered person advisory for 14-year-old Henny Scott. On Friday night, her body was found by a search party near Lame Deer.
Everybody knows missing and murdered Indigenous women. We all know them. They're in our families. They're the stories that are passed down from grandmothers to mothers to daughters that say, you know, don't drive by yourself at night. Try not to look so Indian when you're driving off the res in Montana. Take somebody with you if you need to go somewhere. You know, these are the things that we're told, and it's because we know.
Hanna's older sister, Rose, lived in Billings, but was visiting the reservation for the powwow weekend. Recently married, she had a wedding reception planned for the following day, July 5th, when lots of family would be around. She arrived a few hours after Hanna's car had been found abandoned and went straight to her Uncle Elton's house. He had been watching Hanna's baby, Jeremiah, during the fireworks party the night before.
When I got up to my Uncle Elton's, I remember, like, my uncle asking me where my sister was.
Elton hadn't seen or heard from Hanna since she dropped the baby off 18 hours earlier.
Hanna didn't show up, and, you know, he didn't know what was going on. I could hear Jeremiah crying.
After work, Melinda drove out to her daughter's abandoned car. Besides a flat tire, there was nothing that looked suspicious. She also sent Hanna a message on Facebook, but never got a response.
I'd ask everybody if has they seen Hanna. Everybody kept saying, not since last night.
Hanna was now missing for almost 24 hours. Before long, everyone in Lame Deer was talking about Hanna's disappearance.
It was actually my brother who was like, hey, do you know Hanna Harris? And he said, well, they're looking for her. And we were like, oh my God.
Something's happening. Something was wrong. Something was wrong. Something was keeping her from coming home.